Hello boys and girls, welcome back to another ACTV YouTube video. I hope you're all doing well, and today I'll be covering 6 film theory topics. The topics are genre, narrative, formalism, realism, auteurism, and allegory. Spoiler warning, I'll be giving examples for popular movies, so be prepared for any spoilers for the following films. Avatar, yes, the blue people one. The Lion King, Ned's, Edward Scissorhands, and Labyrinth. The first topic I'll be covering is genre. Genre is a form of categorization or type. There are 6 main elements in genre. These 6 elements are narrative, setting, characterization, basic themes, iconography, and filmic technique. For example, how can you tell the genre of the popular film Avatar? Firstly, we can look at the setting. It is set in the 22nd century, which is way in the future, and is set on a completely different planet called Pandora, making it a science fiction film. You can also tell this by using iconography. But before we get into that, what is iconography? Iconography is familiar images or motifs in a film that the audience has connotations to. So by looking at the native people of the newfound planet Pandora, they look like humans, but are blue and have tails. It is a common trait to make aliens resemble humans, but a few distinctive factors that make them, well, alien. The second topic is narrative, which is all about story, plot, structure, conflicts, and resolutions within a film. Narrative is made up of a chain of events with a beginning, middle, and an end. One of the best contributors to narrative is T. Todorov, who believed in a 5-point narrative structure. The 5 points are equilibrium, which shows the time, setting, characters, and their relationships. Then we have disruption, and major or small events that disrupt life. Thirdly, we have the recognition of the disruption. The characters realize or learn about the disruption. Then there is an attempt to repair the disruption, which is where the characters attempt to fix what has happened. And then lastly, we have the reinstatement of the equilibrium, which shows how life is after the events have occurred. For example, the plot of the popular animated film The Lion King, the equilibrium, is when Mufasa has a son, Simba. Simba grows up with his family and friends. Then we are introduced to the villain of the film, Scar. The disruption of the movie is when Scar kills Mufasa. Then Simba recognizes the disruption and grows up and gets stronger to defeat Scar. The attempt to repair the disruption is when Simba avenges his father's death by killing Scar. And then, in the end, they reinstate the equilibrium by showing off how he lives his new life with his newfound family. The third and fourth topics are formalism and realism. Formalism and realism are aesthetics. Aesthetics is looking at a film as an art form. Realism is capturing film in the most realistic way possible. Some theorists like Seinfried Kracker even say that by German society rejecting reality for fantasy and not attempting to mirror what is going on in German society fueled the rise of the Nazis. Where on the other hand, formalism is the complete opposite. Formalism is a form of media that is designed to reshape reality. And people like Hugo Mustenberg believe that film is the best way of conveying emotion and narrative, even better than other forms like theatre. An example of realism is the movie Ned's. The best way to identify realism is to look at the actors, locations, and editing. In Ned's, all of the actors are non-professional, and throughout the film the locations don't change much either. The film has very minimal editing too. There are very long takes and natural cuts. Where on the other hand, in formalism, like the film Edward Scissorhands, they have much more well-known actors, and there is a lot more editing and visual effects done. And the basic plot of the film is very unrealistic. The fifth topic is auteurism. Auteur theory is the theory that a film is a reflection of the director's creative vision. One of the greatest contributors to auteur theory is Andrew Sarris, who came up with a 3-point structure. The first point is technical competence, which is the director's knowledge of the production process. Then coherent personal style, which is the director's style, camera shots, feel, editing, music, and story. And lastly, the interior meaning and recurring thematic patterns, which is deeper meanings throughout the story. Some of the best examples come from the famous director Tim Burton. Burton's style to his films are very dark and gothic, as seen in his films like Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, and Corpse Bride. Also, what he does in a lot of his films is instead of making you hate the scary, gothic, or unsettling character, he makes you feel sorry for them, and he makes you see things through their eyes. Our last topic is allegory. Allegory is a story, poem, or picture that holds greater meaning throughout, that touches on specific topics such as political, moral, or religious. Allegory must not be mistaken for metaphor or symbolism. Metaphor is a singular action or experience that holds a greater meaning, and symbolism is an object or image that holds a greater meaning. A great example for allegory is the movie Labyrinth, which is an allegorical reading about sexual awakening. The lead actress, Sarah, starts off as a young, immature, spoiled girl. As soon as her little brother is taken away, she starts realizing that she needs to change and grow up. When she is in the labyrinth, she realizes that things aren't always as they seem. Like when she meets a funny little goblin that is actually urinating in a fountain, and cute, beautiful fairies that are actually rude and start to bite her. She starts chasing after the Goblin King, who is played by David Bowie, when she realizes she is falling for him. When she meets some of the Hoarder Goblins, they teach her that if she carries on keeping her childish things, she is going to be consumed by them and never grow up. And finally, at the end, she confronts the Goblin King and realizes her journey to adulthood. And those are the 6 filmic topics. I hope you enjoyed listening and learned something. If you did, like and subscribe and leave a comment. Have a great day. Bye now.